Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video, I'll be sharing my advice on something that is absolutely crucial to securing your return offer for your finance internship. And this is the art of impressing the people that you work with. This idea was inspired by my friends over at the Internship Game, which I will tell you more about later. But if this is your first time on my channel, then hey, my name is Cameron Galbraith and I am a finance professional here in New York City. I make weekly content aimed at helping you level up in your career. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into the video. So simply put, impressing the people you work with is essential to securing a return offer. After all, it is your team and colleagues that will provide feedback on your performance at the end of the program, which ultimately plays a major role in determining if an offer will be extended to you or not. This is why it is vital to have them in your corner vouching for you to the seniors. Impressing the analyst requires you to treat your role like a full-time analyst as much as possible and also make the people you work with life easier however you can. So let's dive into the steps that you can take to ensure you end up on the right side of the spectrum. The most important thing to remember is to always think about the big picture. It's common for interns to be given a few slides to work on out of a large deck. It's okay to perfect your assigned slides to the best of your ability, but don't let this keep you from ignoring the rest of the deck. When this happens, not only does it keep you from helping others, but it also reduces your understanding of the purpose of the deck holistically. This is often thought of as tunnel vision. I recommend looking at the rest of the deck in your own time and try to understand the purpose of each page. Once this is done, ask thoughtful questions to your analyst about pages that you haven't worked on yourself. Questions that are genuinely thoughtful and not a nuisance and can potentially help the analyst see things from a different angle that hadn't previously been explored. It also strengthens the analyst's understanding and shows your commitment to learning. Some of the questions that you can ask for this include, why do we choose to include X and not Y? As well as what are the key points the senior banker is trying to get across with the deck or the slide. Also, this shouldn't need to be said, but make sure to always take notes and pay attention during calls. This allows you to ask insightful questions to the analyst afterwards. For example, why did the client ask X? What are the next steps for Y, etc. This shows the analyst that you're engaged and are always trying to learn. You may think that asking questions can be annoying to the analyst, but realistically, it gives you more face time with them and makes them feel confident that you can handle your own once they answer your particular question. The next step to impressing your coworkers is to suggest ideas. There is a caveat here in the fact that 99% of your ideas will absolutely not be used. However, the fact that you're thinking about the bigger picture and making an effort to suggest ideas will be impressive. Not necessarily impressive in the traditional sense of, wow, what a great idea, but more so in appreciation of you being confident enough to provide your individual thoughts. Your teammates will want you to be a free thinker, not just a yes man who will agree on everything instantly so as to not stand out. Suggesting ideas also shows that you're thinking like an analyst or an associate, which is necessary to make them feel comfortable giving you a strong end of program review. Now, I understand that sometimes it can be hard to come up with novel ideas, so here are some tips for making this a bit easier. But before we dive into the tips, I want to quickly mention my partner, the Internship Game. They are a group of associates from Goldman and Morgan Stanley who have created this top-notch guide that teaches interns everything they need to know to land a full-time offer. It's filled with insider tactics that you can't find anywhere else and has helped over 350 interns secure full-time jobs. The guide includes one-on-one support and there's a money-back guarantee if you don't secure a full-time offer based on your performance. Accuracy is crucial during your internship, so they put together a free download listing the most common mistakes interns make so that you can avoid them. Just click the first link down below in the description to download it. And now let's get back to tips for coming up with new ideas. First is to look at old decks. Chances are the various projects that you'll be staffed on didn't just magically start the day you began your internship, so there should be a folder with previous presentations. This will help you gain ideas on what the final product has looked like and communicated on decks in the past. 2 is to do research on your own time. Analysts are always busy working on multiple projects. Therefore, they are not always able to commit a ton of time to wider reading on the companies that they are working on. This is when you can step in and use some of your free time to research the companies that you're working with. This will give you useful color and help you come up with suggestions. You can get this research from general news sites or broker reports on the company or industry. For example, if you read through broker reports on a company, you may see that they all highlight common themes. Understanding these market norms will be extremely helpful. 3 is another aspect that is absolutely vital. It is imperative that you go above and beyond. This means being proactive and doing things that you haven't been asked to do. Here are some easy things to implement. First, set up a fact set or Google alerts on the companies that you're working on. This ensures that you're in the loop on any company news. It also gives you an opportunity to share relevant info with your analysts, which could result in them letting you share it with the broader team, giving you exposure to even more people. This shows initiative and commitment that you are really passionate about the space. This is also a very easy thing for your analysts to point to during hiring discussions when asked how you've shown the ability to go above and beyond. And this will be an insider tip. Another thing that will 100% make your team's life easier is to be as proactive with your technology and software requests as possible. Every firm is different, but most of the time at the beginning of your internship, you have to request access to the various software tools. Make sure that after the analyst helps you send in the initial request, you follow up with IT if you are experiencing delays. You don't want the analyst to ask you if you have access a week later and you to say, no, I'm just waiting for their reply. No one likes this part of the job, so if you can lead the charge and even volunteer to help other interns if they run into issues, you will get major brownie points. And finally, the last step in securing the approval of your teammates is to show improvement. The team is well aware of the fact that every intern comes in with varying levels of experience. Embrace this. They care more about seeing growth and development from the start to the end of the internship than how smart you appear on day one. Fortunately, there are a few ways that you can show significant improvement. First, pay attention at the start. You should aim to get comfortable doing as many different tasks as you can as fast as possible. This will give you more opportunities for you to be useful to your team and get into more of the niche responsibilities as the internship moves on. Your analyst will be most available to teaching you at the beginning of your internship, so make sure to focus on learning and absorbing as much as possible then. It's okay to make a mistake, but never make the same mistake twice. Doing this also gives your analyst a strong baseline to compare you to at the end of the internship. The more questions you ask, the more they will perceive you as learning. And finally, this may have a bit of a negative connotation, but under-promising and over-delivering can be extremely effective. If you actually have had no experience in investment banking, make sure to tell the people you work with in casual conversations. This will make your improvement more prominent and will show the team how far you've come. On the flip side, if you have experience in IB, don't bring it up if you don't need to. If asked about your background, you should mention it, but try to ensure that you don't come across like you think you know everything. Note that more will be expected from you compared to the other interns, so you need to make sure that you're showing clear improvement. Another huge mistake that I see a lot of people make is you don't want to oversell your Excel skills. This can end up biting you in the butt, so make sure to be as transparent as possible about your experience level so the team can set the right expectations. Look, you already have the internship, so you don't need to feel the need to extrapolate like you might in an interview. And with that said, those are some of the steps that you can actively take to ensure that you leave your team impressed and wanting you coming back the following summer. I understand this is very high level, so if you want to learn even more, I recommend you check out theinternshipgame.com and download the free accuracy guide using the link below. You'll get a list of common mistakes interns make and what you can do to avoid them. Their full course has everything you need to turn your investment banking internship into a full-time role. Whether you're from a top-tier university or a non-traditional background, they provide the tools to save you time, effort, and stress with knowledge and strategies you won't find anywhere else. The link to their guide will be down below in the description, and make sure to tell them Cameron sent you when you go sign up. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. Also, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of my content aimed at helping you level up in your career. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.